group of teeth. We have what? How many groups of teeth do we have? 4. They are incisors, canine, premolars, and molars. All right. So the first 4, and then in each set we have 2 on the left. Well, we have the same number on the left and the right, and then upper jaw, lower jaw. All right. So keep that in mind. So the first group, the incisors, the first front teeth. These are the 4 front teeth. These are the incisors. So really, 2 is on the left, 2 is on the right. But then they happen to be the middle ones, so we count them together. So these are your incisors, the first front teeth. 4 of them, 4 in the upper jaw, 4 in the lower jaw. So a total of what? 8. All right. Next to them are the tearing teeth. Those are the canines. All right.
So it's called cuspid as well?
No. The canines.
Call them cuspid.
Right, they also call it cuspid. I'm sorry. That's what you're asking. The canines or cuspids. So they flank the incisors, right? So they are 1 on each side of the incisors. 1 here, 1 there, 1 lower jaw, 1 left side lower jaw, on the right side lower jaw. So how many total cuspids or canines we have? 4. All right. The next 2 are what? The premolars or bicuspids. All right. And these are also 2 on each side, and then upper and lower. So a total of what? 8. And then the last 2 or 3 is 2 or 3, depending on whether you have your wisdom teeth or not. Okay. So if you have your wisdom teeth, it will be the last 3. If you don't have it, it will be the last 2. Those are what? Your molars. And so they are either 2 on each side, upper and lower, or 3 on each side, upper and lower. So it's a total of what? Either 8 or 12. So everybody has either 28 teeth or 32. All right. That's all you need to know about the teeth. Oh, no, that's not all.
Do we?
This incisor.
Molar.
That's a molar. Okay.
Tell the molar different from the premolar.
It's a little difficult.
Can you test them differently, like one, like that?
Mm-hmm. That for our purpose, we only have incisors or molars. So don't call this a premolar. All right. But then see the cuspids versus the bicuspids. The reason is because they have cusp. The cuspids, the canines have only 1 cusp. The bicuspids, the premolars, have 2. See, this one has only 1 cusp, but this one has 2. Has this and that, this and that. The molars have multiple. All right. So if you're looking at it, you see that this cusp is just this. Is like an inverted cup or cusp, just like we saw with the valves. You guys remember the valves? The flaps of the AV valves. So the bicuspids have 2. The canines have just 1, and then the molars have more than 2. So we don't even call them multi-cuspids. Just call them molars. All right. Now let's look at the teeth structure itself. So this is a molar, this is an incisor. So you should be able to identify that. The first thing is the crown. The crown is what we actually see. So this will be this area. All right. So keep in mind, we're not talking about the material. We're talking about just what we see. That area is the crown. Right. Then the neck is the constriction of the tooth is a and it's usually the boundary between what the root and the crown. Many times, so the gum line is supposed to be there, but sometimes most of the time the gum line has receded. So the neck is a lot of times not at where it's not at the gum line. So this is what? This is the neck. All right, and this is the neck of this one. This is the neck of that one. Then the root is what we don't see. So I'm holding the root of this one. That's the root of that one. Then the enamel. If you look at the crown, the material that is made of the crown, the material that's used to make the crown is the enamel. But if you look, if you took it off, you see that this right here, this material, white material that's going around, that is the enamel. All right. So this is the enamel. Then the next one is the dentine. Everything else, it looks like a bone. So if you're looking at this, all this is better. All this in the crown, in the root, this material, all this is the dentine. All right, it's a main component of the entire tooth. Then, next thing is the cementum. The cementum is only in the root. It is what cements. So it means that it what glues the root into the socket. All right. So when you look at the root, you see that it has a thin layer of material around it. That is the cementum. And that's the pulp. The pulp is made up of what? Blood vessels and nerves. All right. That's why when it's exposed, because of the nerves, when it's exposed, it has pain receptors. So anything that gets in contact with it, whether it's been sometimes just air, can activate the pain receptors and you feel pain. All right. So this particular one that is decayed, if it's not filled, then it means that anything can go through that. And so each time, even when you speak, and air passes over, the air can stimulate the pain receptors and it will hurt. And when you eat hot, cold, it will be what? It will be exposed to the pain receptors and it can activate, stimulate them and cause pain. All right. Then the pulp cavity. The space where the pulp is, that is the pulp cavity. All right. And then the root canal. This is the space where, this is where the entrance of the blood vessels and nerves to the pulp. Right. This is the passageway through the root, or each branch of the molars root by which vessels and nerves enter and exit. All right. Wonderful. Any questions about the tooth?